I mean, we'll see about it. I'm sure the coaches have their own unique way of going about it. Um, I think we can work with what we have instead of trying to worry about getting other guys minutes that's trying to make the team. We can just focus on our 12 that we have, and just keep rolling. I think we're in good shape, and it's all about maintaining your condition during the season.
How much would you like to play? How much would you like to play each game?
I love to play. Yeah, basketball is basketball. I really don't mind. I can take whatever's thrown at me. So, if coach needs me to play a X number of minutes, I'll go out there and play them.
Your last two preseasons have been unfortunately interrupted. I guess you could
Yeah.
say, how important is it to make it through this one?
Well, I mean, it's important. I just want to make sure that I'm on top of my game and healthy. I want to make sure that our team is playing the best basketball we can play. I know we're going to make some mistakes, but it's the preseason. It's not about the mistakes. It's about learning from them and continuing to work together to get better.
In those 2 years, did it feel like, because of the injuries, did it feel like going into the season you weren't quite in your rhythm yet?
Well, I mean, yeah. I was kind of fighting uphill, and that was a pass, and that was unfortunate. But today's a new day. I'm healthy. I can just worry about getting out there and getting my time and right in the offense instead of worrying about getting back in shape.
When you saw Andrea last week, what were your first impressions?
He had more confidence. I noticed that one thing about him. He had more confidence. He was just shooting the ball a lot better, and you can tell he had a little bit more swagger to his step. And as a basketball player in the NBA, sometimes you need that. You need to step on the court and know that, okay, this is my night, this is my game, and I'm going to come out there and play as good as I can.
Impressed with the amount of work that he did in the offseason?
Yeah, I mean, I'm impressed, but I tell Andrea, we gotta has to carry over to the games. We can all work as hard as we can in the off season. We can come back big and strong, but if you're not getting it in the games, then what's all the work for? And I don't want him to do all that work in vain. I want him to work for a reason.
Was there a point for you early on in your career in the first couple of years where you decided that you had to make a change, whether it was sleeping more or eating better or working out more? Did you ever have one of those points where you did some soul searching and said, if I want to be the kind of player that I can be, this is what I have to do?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still going through it. I think you go through it. The better you get, you can always get a lot better. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to be some more searching. It's always going to be trying to better yourself as a basketball player. You're always going to experiment and try different things.
How important is he to the success of your team? Being one of these first guys coming off the bench, and still enough guys who can soak up some important minutes. How important is he right now?
He's extremely important. I mean, because we need scoring off that bench. We need scoring in defense. When we come out the game, just because the starters are out, that doesn't mean that the game stops going. I think our rhythm should be the same, and I think they should pick it up. I think when the bench comes in, they have to take it to another level of intensity, and we have to make sure as starters we maintain it when we come back in.
How important is it for other teams to play their best players in exhibition games in order for you guys to get ready? Or does it matter? Is it deceptive?
It doesn't matter. Preseason is preseason. We're all used to it, but it's all about playing. It doesn't matter. I think sometimes that's only happens to rookies. Rookies get fooled by that and they think they're really doing something, and then when the season starts, it's a whole nother chapter. So I'm used to it.